Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's the Loveline. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, the guest is the love that the hosts find between the two of them.
There it is.
All right. Dentist called into the radio station today, wants to bleach my teeth for free. I'm going for it.
Good.
Yeah. Except for I don't want to wear that thing in my mouth while I sleep.
You're such a prima donna. Come on. They're offering you this for free during time off. Give me a break. It's perfect.
I can't sleep with a mouthpiece in my mouth,
You can't
Drew.
sleep no matter what.
That's my point. I can't sleep. How does it work? Anyone who's had their teeth bleached, call in tonight.
Yeah.
Just one of you, though. I don't want to talk to the entire country with something in their mouth. I think they make an impression of your teeth, then they put some gel in there.
And then you go to sleep.
And then you go to sleep with it on. They're going to have to pump the nitrous into my room if they want me to really fall asleep. Oh, seems like I was just dealing with the dentist. Boy, do I hate dentists. Remind me to talk about garbage men later.
Again?
I haven't talked about it on the radio.
Oh, jeez.
Really mad at my garbage people.
Sandra.
Yeah.
How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
What's going on there?
Oh, this and that.
Mm-mm.
I am 34, married female, with a 5-year-old daughter. Been married 7.5 years. I've had 4 affairs, just like one-nighter thingies, and I want to know why. I know I was adopted. There's the people who raised me. There was no alcoholism, no sexual abuse, no mental abuse, no drugs, nothing like that.
However else, there was no affection. You refer to your adopted parents as the people who raised me.
Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins?
Yeah, the people who raised me.
Yeah, my mother and my father who raised me.
Yeah.
Well, I think she just said that because she didn't want us to confuse them with the biological parents,
Exactly.
perhaps. How old were you when you were adopted?
A couple weeks old.
Mm-hmm. So that was it. Did you ever know your biological parents?
Yes, just my mother.
Yeah. How did you come to know her?
Because she was by marriage related to my mother who raised me.
Hey, Sandra?
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing pachinko? What is that game? What's that game where you pull the blocks out and you make a big tower of it? Jenga.
Jenga?
You're not playing Jenga, are you, in the background there?
No.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Waiting for you to answer,
Sandra?
my big question.
Sandra?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on in the background there?
A lot of noise. What were you doing?
No noise.
Are you walking around or rustling paper?
Okay. Is that better?
All right, just tell us what you were doing.
Nothing. I was leaning on my table. Hello? Hello?
What the hell is going on?
Hello?
Sandra?
Yeah.
What is on the table?
That's her chair. That's her chair rattling.
Oh, that's her chair?
Yeah.
Move around a little, Sandra. Let me hear you.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that?
Okay.
All
Is that better?
Let's forget about it.
That's good.
We're like a couple of moths with a light. We're so out of it tonight, right?
No, I'm just I heard what sounded like, I don't know, blocks falling down or something. I was just curious what it was. There's nothing on your table. It's just the sound of the furniture creaking.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
You tell me. There's nothing going on here.
All right. So does your biological?
What is it with our listeners? They're. I don't know why I'm always so annoyed with them, but their answers are so undefinitive. Like
unhelpful.
Like
we're not going to help
you. Go ahead and make a statement to me or ask me a question.
Hey, what's that noise I just heard?
I couldn't tell you.
I know there's a noise. I hear it.
I couldn't tell you. It's like stuff like that. Like, well, what do you mean? Could you tell me, or is there something, or?
Yeah.
It's anything but what satisfies you.
A gratifying response to you to be, hey, wow, it's quiet here. I'm surprised you guys are hearing something.
So you get stuff like this, so there's nothing going on there? If you say so. Well, I don't know. All right, we'll get back to Sandra. Leave poor woman alone. Obviously been through a lot. Sandra?
Yes.
Okay. Where the hell were we?
These
We're talking about furniture.
the biological parents, do you know anything about their history?
My mother, she was, gave me up at a couple weeks old.
Medical history.
Pardon me?
Medical history.
I was just laughing at the noise.
Yeah, suddenly it's clear.
Her history?
Her medical history. Do you know anything about it?
I know she's an alcoholic.
Okay. Are you an alcoholic?
Pardon me?
Are you an alcoholic?
Yeah, I would absolutely say so.
You would doubtfully say so?
No, I would absolutely say
Absolutely say so. Well, that's where a lot of this behavior is coming from, right?
But it started before that.
Before you start drinking?
Exactly.
When did you start drinking?
About 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, why'd you start at the ripe old age of 32?
I don't know. It was not for any particular reason. It was just,
Sandra, it's just progressed now. I would bet money that you've had some issues with substances right along.
Were you drunk when you engaged in these?
No.
No booze involved with this?
No.
Yeah, but somebody that uses substances as a way of dealing with unpleasant emotional states will also use relationships and sex that way too.
Well, where did you meet these guys?
Bar here and a bar there.
A bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you doing in the bar? I thought there's
not drinking. She didn't start drinking until 2 years ago.
Huh?
Socializing, that's all.
You weren't having a drink at the bar?
I drank, and that was it. All
right, listen, I'm done with you. Hang on for about an hour. I'll get back to you. Hold on a second. Hold on.
We've been running into denial everywhere we go.
Well, hold on. This takes the cake. I said, just let me do a quick recap. And, Drew, you stay out of this because all you do is screw these recaps up. Maybe an alcohol. I got the alcoholic gene.
I'm an alcoholic.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, so you're drinking, and that's why you got into these affairs. No, I only started drinking a couple of years ago. No drinking before that? No. You weren't out drinking when you met these guys?
No.
No. Where'd you meet them? A bar.
Hey, listen. On the TV show today, we had a woman tell us she lost her virginity at 17, but had her first child at 15.
Was pregnant at 15.
Yeah.
We had a 25-year-old woman call the show. Total chaos. I was saying, she wanted threesomes. She was having hundreds of threesomes, the whole thing. And I said, what the hell is going on with your life?
Nothing. Reenactment.
I started getting into it. I said, when did you lose your virginity?
17.
17 years old.
17.
Any abuse by the parents?
Never. They were lovely people.
Any drinking by the parents?
Never. They were perfect.
Anyone raise a hand to you?
Never.
No molestation?
No, never.
Camp teacher?
No,
nothing?
No.
Nothing. Huh, you're 25. Do you have any children?
Yeah, one.
One?
He's 10.
How old's you? 10?
Yeah.
10. So you're 15 when you had him?
Oh, I didn't count that as my virginity. 17 is when I actually had my virginity.
But
you're 15, I had my baby.
You're pregnant at 15, though, right?
Yeah,
but
yes.
you lost your virginity at 17?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Just want to clear that up.
Okay.
Do you realize why we have to ask follow-up questions? My God. That is bizarre. All right, so no drinking. You just meet the guys at bars. Okay. We'll get to Sandra a little bit later on. Karen.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, you're 26.
I am.
What's going on?
I'm calling in regards, actually, to a caller that you had on the air last night. Stacy, she was a teenager. Her parents died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that
She was
one.
in an abusive relationship.
Absolutely.
You neglected to give her a very crucial piece of information, which was that she should go and seek out a battered women's shelter.
I agree with you in an abstract sense, but didn't we get somewhere with her?
Well, we told her she should get out of that environment. We didn't tell her to go to a shelter.
No,
I don't believe.
But what you told her is that she should repeatedly call the police if he ever laid a hand on her.
Well, Drew did. I didn't say that because I can't stand having police turn into marriage counselors who pay house calls. I can't stand that.
All right, but I agree with you, Karen. Absolutely a better woman.
That is what you said.
How would we refer her to one in her area, not knowing where she's calling from?
Well, you should keep her on the line and refer her, or at least let her know that she should look up. She should try and find it.
Are they just in the directory?
Yeah, you can find them in the directory.
Under what?
Well, you can find them through the Health and Human Services. Anyways.
I see, like say batting cage, pancake battered women shelter. Here we go.
You can look under Health and Human Services. You can look under the city category of Health and Human Services for the city that she resides in.
Is that like in one of the things in the front of the phone book?
No.
That stuff where you... No, that's not like with all the services and everything at the front of the phone book?
It might be in some cities, and I don't believe that it is in every city.
Do the police routinely refer when there's evidence of domestic violence?
They do in some cases. And so, again, depending on where you are, in smaller towns.
And again, you got to remember that's what I would
I'm with
think.
Karen. I want her to go to a shelter, but I don't like the cops coming over.
You got to remember, this guy was overtly threatening her life. Remember, he said if she tried to leave, he would kill her. And to me,
hold on, would you shut up, Karen? Go ahead.
To me, that is time to bring the law enforcement. I don't care what you say. And if they then refer to social services, great. But in the throes of a life-threatening...
Oh, Drew, please. Listen, you were wrong.
No,
Karen's right. Should have told her to go to one of those shelters.
Then what if you come there and killed her?
I understand your point, too, and that she would need to have contact with the police. However, she should also, at the same time, simultaneously, she should be seeking out help from a Battered Women's Coalition.
I agree with you totally.
Which was not mentioned to her, and it frightens me for the fact
Do you have any
that
referrals?
so many women who are in abusive relationships who don't even want to get out of them.
Oh, yes.
And when I hear somebody say that they want to get out of it and they're looking for a way to get out, and she's a young girl and she probably doesn't even know that there are these resources available to her.
Again, do you have a number that people can call if anybody else is experiencing this?
Pardon me?
Do you have a number that people can call if anybody else is experiencing
I
this?
don't have one. No, I don't have.
What's up with that?
I'm sorry. I don't even have a phone book right now where I live. But,
all right.
But if I did have one, I would certainly get one, and I know that you can find the number through the Department of Health and Human Services.
All right, so next time I'll tell her to go to the Battered Women's Shelter.
Thank
right?
you. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I always just feel it's, I don't know, I feel it's kind of, I don't know, like we're not doing our job when we just go to the shelter. There's something like that.
My job is to help
unrealistic.
them understand what they're into and why they get stuck in it, and why they chose that. And get some insight so they then can make changes they choose.
But I forgot, because I remember we were asking her if she had any friends or anywhere she could go, and she said no, but I don't think of those shelters, because, I'm a white guy. We don't have shelters. We got the do gay porn shelter. do we?
Mm-hmm.
What's weird is I got F'd in the A basically my whole life. Drew and I were talking about this, and I was piss poor, welfare and all that junk for the most part growing up. Not, I had running water and all that kind of stuff, but just, when I got out of high school, I was on my own and all that. I never really thought about any assistance because as a male and a white male, I don't really think there was anything that anyone had ever brought to my attention that was going to potentially help me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I never heard about any scholarship fund or anything. I went down to the fire department to sign up. They told me it'd take about 4 years before you were going to get your number called because of your sex and your race and all that kind of stuff. And it just didn't come to mind. So when someone else brings it up, I don't really think about it for them either. I don't think about any of that stuff. I don't think about unemployment or disability or any of that. But I guess it's out there for a lot of people. Who the hell are we talking to, Drew? Why'd I press that number?
There was a call in there a minute ago.
All right, well, let's see if we can talk to... what happened to our caller that we were talking to earlier?
Sandra, I think.
Sandra? Yeah, Alan, what's going on?
Alan. Yeah, this is Alan. Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, I've got a little constructive criticism for the Loveline crew. I hope you don't take it too hard.
Fine. Go ahead.
But, it sounds like you guys are getting a little tired of your job.
Yeah,
You're
that's
getting
true.
tired of these listeners calling up.
Well, we don't like them. That's true.
But, Adam, you gotta think back when you had all those boils on your face and you had no health insurance and... life is pretty good for you right now.
Well, let's be fair. I had the boils on my ass. I never had any boils on my face. But I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are bagging on the listeners.
Yeah, life is good for me right now. But, you have to keep raising the bar. You can't just be satisfied. You got to complain no matter what level you get to. You know what I'm saying, Alan?
I guess it's human nature. But,
Yeah.
it's kind of tiring.
I understand. So,
I mean...
all right, Alan, you're quickly becoming one of the listeners I've complained about over the last 15 minutes. So what's going on?
No, that's all I wanted to tell you.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I also wanted to tell you not to bleach your teeth.
Oh, really?
It looks very unnatural.
Yeah, but when they're unnaturally yellow, it just looks average.
Yeah, but if you're going to, be an actor someday and playing some gritty Western, you don't want these bright white teeth.
Listen, when they do Young Guns 5, I'll go ahead and have the makeup artist fix that up. Please. Here's the deal. I agree. I don't like when these people walk around with the teeth that are like Ricardo Montalban, where they it's like the guy smiles and you're blinded. I don't like that. But if your teeth are unnaturally yellow like mine are, you bring them, you whiten them, and it just brings it to a normal shade, right, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Nick?
Hello?
Hi there, what's up?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention.
Okay.
Am I on?
Yes. Nick?
I'm on the air right
Yes,
now?
yes. Nick.
No, you're not. Alan?
Hello, how are you?
You're 29. What's going on?
Oh, great show, guys. Tell
Thanks.
Alan, the other Alan, to shut up.
Okay.
I've been in a relationship for 8 years. It ended about 3 years ago. And questions for Dr. Drew. When I do go out and everything else, I can't meet people in bars. Bars just suck. I'm a chef. I have my own career, everything else, but I hate being alone. And I can't stop. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about my ex.
There's Alan. What's going on? I don't expect that kind of language from a gay chef, by the way.
I'm human. Sorry.
So how long ago did you break up with him?
He left me. He totally left me. I was devastated. I don't remember. He left October of 96, and I don't remember Christmas of 96.
Oh, boy.
Hey, Alan?
Immensely.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold now. And here's the deal, Alan. Since we're on the radio, it's important not to use the F word.
Especially not twice in a row.
Now, when you use it once and then you get spoken to about it, it's extra important not to work it in 15 to 30 seconds later.
No, 5 seconds later. So it's
well, let's be fair. It was a good 12 seconds before Alan worked the F word in again. So, Alan, you can now hang on for a while. Geez, Drew, we're running out of candidates here. Mike.
Yes.
You're 23.
That's right.
What's going on?
Well, I got a little physical problem. And it's not mine. It's just that I'm having a problem entering my girlfriend when we have sex. Or try to.
What's going on?
I'm not that well endowed, so that's not the problem, unfortunately. But it's just very tight.
How long have you been with her?
About 6 months.
And how long have you been trying physically to be with her?
About 4 months.
4 months.
And any success?
Oh, yeah, some success.
Is she anxious or just nervous? Or?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know if it's just her muscles are real tight or, I mean...
That is what it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem, quite honestly. The first time you attempt to have sex, if it doesn't go well for either the male or the female, there can be lasting repercussions. If a guy has trouble with his erection, that can then cause more trouble with the erection. It's really sad the way humans are constructed emotionally, which is if you, for some reason, and I don't know what, cannot get it up the first time you're with a woman, you have about an 80% chance of not getting it up the second time you're with her, even though there's no physical problems and you've never had a problem in the past.
Right, so are you saying this is sort of a female form of impotence?
No.
What it is it's like...
It's a female reaction to anxiety.
Yeah, it's like if you got a rectal examination, but you're really, really freaked out about it, you'd probably break the guy's finger. Right, Drew? You ever had anyone clamp down on you? No. So, Mike, this is vaginismus?
Yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead, Drew.
Well, it's spasm of the muscles of the pelvic floor, and it's usually a sign of anxiety.
Huh. So is there any way to relax, or is it something that it's not a form of just doing it more often and stretching out the muscle?
Well, no, wait a minute.
God, that is such a guy thing.
No, but once you work it out, it's not that the muscle stretches out, it's just she relaxes.
Emotionally. She doesn't feel safe in this relationship for some reason. Is that
Really?
Is there a reason that she shouldn't?
I wouldn't think so. Well, she broke up with a very serious boyfriend for me. We moved right into my relationship.
All right,
Or
so
our relationship,
she's still got some undealt with material, I'm sure.
Okay, because it didn't happen the first couple times, and it just sort of started happening. But I had a feeling it was stress-related, so you're positive that's what it is then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. If it just started happening, what would it be? She washed her vagina in hot water or something? She went in a jacuzzi? I mean, if it worked out okay the first couple of times, then obviously it's something emotional that's sort of tensing her up.
Uh-huh.
And how does she seem other than this?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah. She seems. We've had talks, and I thought she was going to be. I mean, there have been some issues. Yes.
All right. So here's
I thought they had passed. So apparently not.
Mike.
Yeah.
Here's my advice. Glass of red wine. I know Drew doesn't like to mix the booze into it, but let's face it, Drew. Be realistic for a moment. That can relax somebody. Glass of red wine. Lit candle or two. Perhaps a little massage, a warm bath, or something like that. This is all stuff I don't do, by the way. And some lubricant. Yeah, maybe the last one I'd go for. So funny to me when I swear to God, if my girlfriend ever heard any of this, she'd be just laughing her ass off, and I'm giving advice. Take her to a picnic, give her a picnic, make her feel special, take the rose petals, make a trail from the front door, draw a warm bath. Then put on her favorite Al Green record, and it's like, are you nuts? Here's my idea of romance. Hey, could you perform some oral sex on me while I watch TV, please? Jeez, thank you. I know it's your birthday. What are you talking about? That's why I'm going to turn the sound down. Oh, it's pathetic.
This guy is an asshole.
Thanks, Drew. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back. Let's see. Should we talk to Alan, the gay chef? Let me just say, Alan?
Hello?
Do you think you can mind your manners long enough to be on the air?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh?
Yes, I think so.
What's your nationality?
German-Irish.
Really? Well, got something in his voice.
Little boy voice.
Oh, little boy voice.
Oh.
Interesting. All right, Alan, we'll be back with you. Figure out what's going on with you after this.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Jesus Christ.
This is Eric Cartman. This is Kyle Broslovsky.
And this is Counselor Mackey. Okay, we're from South Park.
And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes. Okay. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. All right. We're going to speak to Alan. Alan's 29. He's a gay chef. And his boyfriend broke up with him, probably because he couldn't stop using the F word. And he's upset about it. And I put him on hold for 20 minutes because he used the F word twice in about a 18-second span. Now, we're going to try him again. And I noticed Alan, even though he's 29, has a strange cadence in his voice. He sounds like a little boy. And we know about the little girl voice. We rarely get into the little boy voice. But there may be something behind that in Alan's case. Let me investigate here, Drew.
All right.
Alan?
Hello?
Hello. Let's see. Let me ask you a few probing questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
What's going on with your family, Mom and Dad?
Dad passed away about 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom's, well, way back when, Mom married Dad and adopted me and his 5 children. So I technically adopted, but she is my mother. She took care of me. I love her as my mom.
I'm already lost.
Adopted you and his 5 children.
4. She had one of her own, so there's a total of 5.
Are you one of his children?
Yes.
Adopted you and his 5 children.
Her
4 and his 4 children, which are your 4 brothers and sisters.
I have 2 sisters, blood sisters, 1 blood brother, and 1 stepsister.
Okay, so adopted you and your brothers and sisters, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then she had your mom has a son or a daughter from another marriage or another encounter. It's not fair to call them marriages anymore, Drew. Let's just call them encounters.
Relationship.
Encounter sounds good. And sometimes it didn't form into that. So you love your mother, even though she's not your biological mother.
Yeah.
Do you know your biological mother?
No.
How old were you when she left?
Well, that went on for a while. The last time I saw her when I was about 10 years old, we went to court, and I never even knew her. But she had problems. She had major problems.
What was her problem?
She was abused as a child. She was schizophrenic. She was a list of them. She was psycho crazy. She called the police on my father before he married my mom and said that he was trying to steal her kids.
So I know you saw her in court when you were 10, but when was...
She tried to... I was on patrol during grammar school, and she tried to kidnap me. She went to my school and said that she was my mom, and she was going to take me home. Well, the school asked you, who is this lady? I said, I have no idea. The school freaked. They had my mom there in like 2 minutes.
Alan, let me ask you this. When were you separated from your biological mother?
When I was a baby. Still in diapers.
Oh, okay. All right, so you never knew that woman. You don't know her now.
Nope.
But she has some serious problems.
Oh, yeah.
Why does she got to have 4 kids, by the way? Isn't that tough enough to balance your precarious emotional position and 4 kids? But all right, so you love your adopted mother.
Yes.
And you still have a good relationship with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Any molestation or anything like that?
None.
None? Huh?
None. My parents didn't drink. They didn't smoke. They didn't do drugs. Nothing.
Yeah. What's up with your dad, though, that he married such a nutcase in the first place?
Me and my dad got really close, and I even asked him. He caught me having sex with a girl when I was 14. And he said, wow, you were 14 when you first have it. And I'm like, yeah, big deal. And he goes, well, I was 20. So the lady that he married, my biological mother, that was his first lay. So that's why he had 4 kids. I mean, people do stupid things. But I'm glad he did it, or else I wouldn't be here. I'm the youngest.
Okay. Well, still should have pulled that.
And that's what I told him. Big mistake, huh? But if you didn't do it, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure people have that conversation in prison all the time, by the way. All right, so, Alan, no trauma to you. No uncles, no beatings, no camp counselors.
Peers.
No.
Peers.
No peers do anything to you.
No.
When did you first have sex with a guy?
I was 16.
Yeah. How old was the guy?
About 16.
All right.
Did you have any curiosity with men before that?
Oh, yeah. All my life. All my life.
How did you act that out?
I would steal my dad's dirty magazines out of his truck. He would have dirty magazines, or my brother's. And I'd go straight to the back of Playgirl or Playboy and look at the other ads in there of gay magazines. So I knew.
Fine.
And so...
All right, Drew, let's move forward here for a second. Can we do that, please? So you're distraught over the breakup of your male partner, which was how long ago?
96. October of 96.
Oh, Christ, the guy's... Is he still in the country? Is he alive?
Yeah. We were together for 8 years.
Was their relationship abusive in any way?
We had fights. Oh, yeah, fist fights. But that happened like 95, 96, the last 2 years we were
together. I'll tell you, in a gay relationship, you get in a fist fight, it's a fair fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to happen. I mean, you would think it would. Men and women get in fights all the time, but 2 men get in a fight.
Yeah, Alan, Drew and I are both skeptical that you weren't beaten a little bit as a kid, that there wasn't a little more than what you're telling us going on.
No. I mean, my mom would pull Dad off of me, like if we did something wrong or whatever. We would get a beating once when we deserved it, once in a blue moon. But Mom would say, Dad, that's enough. Tom, that's enough.
Alan.
If my mom would ever...
Alan, there is absolutely no circumstance under God's earth where a child deserves a beating.
What if he's
not harmed by a beating?
What if he's messing with the TV remote?
Okay, Alan. So that is overt abuse when somebody has to be pulled off a child. Think about that.
Damn, Mom had to pull Dad off him.
Think about that.
Well,
it's like a fight in a bar room or something.
I didn't have bruises and everything else.
All right.
It doesn't matter, Alan.
All right, I'm done with that.
Okay.
So you're obsessed with this guy, right?
Yeah, I still dream about him. I think about him every day.
Even though it's been 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you meet another guy?
Well, when I go to the bars, like you said, I sound like a young guy, 29, and I look like I'm 17.
Yeah.
So
Well, let me tell you something. To the gay connoisseur, you're worth more. Your ass is worth another $100. You're kidding? Gay guy loves a guy with that squeaky voice. He's got that Eddie Haskell voice. Leave it to Beaver. Sure, you know Eddie Haskell?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you nod your head every once in a while instead of just sitting there? It's like doing comedy to a raccoon or something who's cleaning himself. You know, I swear to God, a goddamn raccoon who was cleaning himself, I get more response out of.
Yeah, I probably would.
He's got that young voice. He's got that young look. Are you attractive?
Yes.
You know, it's too bad you're not heterosexual because chicks love the chefs.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know when this started. But half the good-looking actresses we have in here are going out with some chef. Is that weird?
Yeah,
it's a real gig, that chef.
Very weird.
Allowed to say that? Well, anyway, Alan, you work at a decent restaurant or you're slinging hash?
No, I work at a great restaurant. It's a catering company. Wonderful catering.
Where are we going?
Okay.
Where are we going?
All right. Alan, there's something up with you. I don't know what it is, but there's something
this
up.
This is the stuff of which stalking is made of.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years, Alan, please. Have you ever got any therapy?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes, I'm seeing a counselor now, yeah.
Good, because you're obsessed, and maybe you need to be on some medication or something.
Well, even when I try not to think about him, I go out to a bar, try and have fun.
Yeah, I know, but listen, don't answer me with, I think about him even when I'm trying not to think about him. It's been 3 years. You got to get on with your life. I know that sounds trite. Here's the deal. Here's what you have to do, Alan. You have to get busy in the rest of your life.
Or
you
on
just
some medication.
do. Or on some medication, because there's something going on with Alan. I mean, you got to go to the gym. You got to work out. You got to watch more TV.
Boy, there's a long
You got to put more time into your work.
Long history of stuff there for poor Alan.
There's something going on with it.
Abandoning nutty mom, trying to kidnap him. The adopted mom shows up when he's 10. The dad's overtly, violently abusive.
Well, just because he had to be dragged off him.
Come on.
All right, Alan, please.
Dad had pornography in the house. The kid was
Oh,
exposed
please!
to it.
Everyone's got a Playboy, Drew.
kids.
You make a great attorney. I know you hate that, Alan. Stay with your therapy and look into some meds because there's something in your voice. Sherry,
Hello.
you're 29.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
I have more information about domestic violence.
Oh boy,
great. What's
Just
going on?
quick.
Yeah.
Okay. In the yellow pages under community services, there will be listings for domestic violence services in her area.
Mm-hmm.
Or she can call the police to ask for the domestic violence hotline number in her city.
Mm-hmm.
And every police station has a domestic violence officer, someone who's trained to deal with that. And
Is that in every state or just in certain states?
yes, in every state.
You know what my policy is, Sherry?
What?
The third time the cops get called out to the house for domestic violence in a 1 year period, I'm lowering it. 8 month period. They start shooting. They just go, F it. We don't got enough resources to deal with this. It's costing too much. It's the third time we've been out. We came out 3 weeks ago. Just start putting people down with silencers and that kind of stuff.
Well, the problem is a lot of times substance abuse is also involved.
Whatever it is, I don't care. I do not want the cops going to people's houses and pulling them apart. I know.
That's why adequate services have to be available for people to be able to seek out, because a lot of these places have huge waiting lists, and people just don't know how to get, in touch with the services that are available.
That's right.
And it's really very scary for a woman whose life is being threatened.
Absolutely.
And maybe she knows no other real way of defending herself.
No, I don't think she does, and it's sad, and it's, ultimately, like I said, we can... you can get rid of roaches by smacking one with a slipper, or you can go to the nest. And I want to go to the nest. And I'm talking about people having kids, abusing kids, creating these victims, and creating these perps, as I like to call them. These perpetrators, the guys that are causing the violence. They're all being churned out of the same mill. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Daddy beats on them, so they beat on their wife. That's good.
Or they see Daddy beating on Mom.
Right.
And then Dad leaves.
Meanwhile, all our resources got to go into these guys. They're showing up at the house. They're pulling them apart. They got the guy in some kind of counseling. Then they got him in. The guy's got a probation officer. The guy's got a judge, the bailiff. He's going through the system. It drives me insane. And I'm really at the point where, hey, if you can't get your ass together, I just wish we'd put a bullet in you. I know people get drunk and fly off the handle and stuff happens, and I certainly wouldn't want to be judged from any one night. It's my little outburst at the Skirball Center for the Shine Award. I wouldn't want someone putting a bullet in me. But God damn it, Drew, if I did that 3 nights in a row, I'd want someone to put a bullet in me. I really would. And I think it'd be fair. Can't get your crap together? That's fine. All right, it's 270 million people in this country alone. Got the cops showing up at everyone's house. I call the cops. If I call the cops and told them there's some guy prowling around the front yard, it'd take them 45 minutes to get to my house.
Oh, if you're lucky.
Yeah, if I'm lucky. And that's only, if I told them I had like a bear claw that was still in the microwave. Believe me. I parked my car the wrong way in front of the goddamn garage. Believe me, the parking enforcement guy's up there. He's down the hill. I think the Carolla boys parked his car the wrong way in front of his own garage. Better come up there and give him a quick ticket on a Sunday morning after Easter. But I call the cops. It's going to take them 45 minutes to get out to my house. Why? Because it's over at your house breaking up your third domestic dispute in the last 3 months. That's why I went the bullet policy, Drew. I'm serious. All right, I feel sorry for everybody, but I hate you all, too. This could be my campaign speech.
Irritable now.
Yeah, I am. All right, what are we going to do, Drew? We're going to go to break.
Let's try to talk to Nick again.
Nick? Which one was Nick? Nick?
All right, hey, guys.
You got a zit on your penis?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Don't lance it yet.
Okay.
I'm going to walk you through that procedure when we come back.
This is Loveline. Loveline will be right back.
Hey, how you doing? This is Darren from Goldfinger, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Oh, no, that's all I could come up with in short notice.
Short notice. We should have faxed Darren over something saying he might be doing a liner. Like earlier in the week. Like if he came on like on a Wednesday, we should have got him something by, let's say Saturday.
How's his marriage going?
Messenger, then send a messenger over to the place on Saturday. What's that?
How's his marriage going?
Darren?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard anything. Seems all right.
Okay.
He called me the other day and gave me his new number. Too many fans were bothering him. And then I ran into Simon from Goldfinger last week. Actually, I don't think Simon's in the band anymore.
No way.
Oh, what do you care, Drew? Please, you don't know which one Simon is. No way.
But I always think about those guys as good friends of one another.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, I saw Charlie and Simon over the weekend. Anyway, he said that Darren gave him a new phone number and said it's because too many fans were bothering him.
Hi, this is Adam. Please leave a message.
That's my phone machine. Jeez, I wanted to talk to myself. Keep going. Oh, I was giving myself a little word of encouragement. But anyway, I think Simon was laughing. He said, what fans? I don't know. But anyway, I'll give out Darren's new phone number over there. Wouldn't that be great? Nick.
All right, hey, guys.
Hey.
All right, about 3 months ago, I was just taking a pee, right? And I looked down at my tallywhacker, and I've got this little zit there.
Something that actually has a white head and pus?
Yeah, like a white head, like exactly.
How long has it been there?
It, like 3 or 4 months ago, it just all of a sudden formed from out of nowhere, like one on your face would,
And it hasn't ruptured or anything?
Now, like, as time goes on, it's getting, like, to turn more into, like, a wart.
A wart?
Yeah.
How does a pus...
How does a zit turn into a wart?
Yeah.
It just, like, it slowly, like, changes. Like especially when you get like a wreck.
Slowly changing.
When you get like a wreck to change. Well, somebody's got to look at this thing, Nick. A doctor's got to look at it, right?
Or like somebody
no
with
idea.
an IQ.
I have no idea.
Nick, why didn't you pop it if it was a zit?
I didn't want it to bleed and have my girlfriend or someone look down there and go, "Oh my goodness."
You need to have somebody look at it. It may be a sebaceous cyst or something. I don't know what you're describing, but a doctor needs to look at it. All right, you can get abscesses and carbuncles and cysts and whatnot there, just like anywhere else. And, they can get infected.
I tell you, Drew, I don't pop zits. I hit them with a little pin. You know, just prick the end of them a little and let them come out by themselves. And do the same thing on the penis.
Yeah. You just take a pin out once a day and just search your body for stuff to
comb through. I hire a orangutan to comb through me. Those are my high hair content, body hair content. I'll pick through, and the deal is they can eat what they find.
Oh.
I save the ass for Engineer Mike, though. That's his specialty. Go over to his house and lie on a modified cot. Engineer Mike has a army cot in his one bedroom down the street there. Has a hole cut out of it for the ass. And then what I'll do is I'll lie down on the army cot, sucking out of one of those big hookah pipes. Mike then gets on a mechanic's creeper with one of those work lights, like when they're trying to find the leak from the transmission, and he'll slide under the cot and just work on the specific ass area.
And that's funny. Why?
We're pathetic tonight. We really are.
Samantha.
Yes.
You're 19. What's going on?
Okay, well, I've done stuff with guys before, and recently, about 4 months ago, I started dating this guy, and I'm afraid to do anything with him, like for him to touch me down there or anything, because when I was with these other guys, I never got wet. You know, they'd touch me down there, and I just never felt aroused. I mean, I was aroused, but I guess not aroused enough so that I got wet. So I talked to, like, a couple of my guy friends, and they said, well, you know, maybe you should masturbate to, you know, just to find out about your own body. And even when I do touch myself, I still am not wet. And I just want to know if, like, this is going to be a problem when I do have sex, because I haven't yet.
19.
Yeah.
Are you religious?
A little, yeah.
Are you on medicine?
Am I what?
On medication?
No, I'm not.
You feel any guilt?
Well, I'm not fat or I'm normal. I mean, I'm normal shape. But sometimes I just feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not, my body isn't all that, you know?
You don't feel attractive?
Well, I know I'm not ugly, but I'm not like a babe or anything.
Have you had an eating disorder any time?
No.
Would you say you have a self-esteem problem? Are you not a confident person?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just...
She just told us that, basically.
Well, I mean, about when it comes to my body, but when it comes to, like, my personality and stuff, I have a great personality and all that, but it's just with him I feel like this. I mean, not with those other guys. It's just with him I feel like maybe I'm not...
Why just him?
Who?
New boyfriend.
I don't know, maybe because he's different and I care more about him. I don't know.
Yeah. Anything we should know about? Anything happened to you?
No. I mean, I'm normal. Everything in my life has been normal. No abuse, no
All right.
alcohol.
All right. Well, you know, you're a virgin. You've not been with a man. It's too bad you can't do something with Drew to just get a sort of in-between feel, so it's a smoother transition to an actual man, you know? It'd be nice, you know what I'm saying, Drew? It's tough to go with a full-fledged guy right out of the gate, you know, but if I could just be with you, it could be sort of like a training bra.
I'm very flattered.
Yeah, so you're all right. I mean, you don't feel too great about yourself when you're naked. A lot of people have that. Maybe you got some religious stuff floating around in you.
Some problem with arousal, though. I mean, that's pretty.
You think so? Yeah. You can't get it going when you're alone. You can't get it going, huh?
No, well, you know.
I was going to ask Ann if she got moist, and then realized, look, we got Niagara Falls dumping into your crotch. I think there's going to be some moisture there. Because I realized you'd have no way of knowing what the answer to that question was.
No, well, no. When I do, I mean, I really don't know what to do, but, you know, I do stuff that I would like to be done to me, and it's still nothing. And I've talked to, like, my girlfriends, and they've all, you know, gotten aroused. I mean, probably not even as much as I have, and they've gotten wet and talking and things like that. They have, but
have you never had an orgasm, have you?
No, I haven't.
And
I guess I'm kind of nervous to be with him, because if I don't get wet, and if later on we have sex and we have a problem because I'm too dry, then
well, you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah, don't get so far ahead of things. Just take it slow with the guy, get to know him, work it out. Don't get nutty. Enjoy.
Something's wrong with her arousal, though. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, something's up. I don't think it's medical.
But she can't have she doesn't have an orgasm. She doesn't seem to enjoy, don't you think she should sort of work on it alone a little bit?
Yeah, and work on a relationship and not worry so much about the functioning of what is or is not working. It'll take care of itself if she's comfortable in the relationship.
Right, so she's freaking herself out a little bit. Eva.
Yes.
Oh, Eva, you're 73?
Yes, I am, and I've called before. I'm addicted to the program. But the reason I'm calling for Dr. Drew is that, when those people call up that they can't enter the vagina of the virgins, there is a transverse hymen, as Dr. Drew knows. And
wait a minute, no. They're not talking about virgins. They're talking about...
No, I mean, well, I know, but sometimes when they really can't get in, when they are virgins.
Yes, when they are virgins. We don't very often talk to people that are in that situation.
Well, no, I've heard it like one or two times, and, when people don't know it, I had a 6-week honeymoon. We had no idea what was going on till I went to the doctor, and then they cut it, and then I had to use, graduated glass rods for a while.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Eva.
Yeah.
Listen, my vagina hurts, and I don't,
Well, it did hurt a little bit. But,
yeah. Eva, hang on a second.
Okay.
Hold on. We have to go to break.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I know you're up late. Listen, when you're 73 and you're up at 11 o'clock at night, it's like a 20-year-old being up till like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I listen every day, and I'm addicted to it, so I have to tape you for Saturday.
Thank you. Wait, hold on a second, Eva. Okay. We have to take a commercial break. All right, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk to Eva. She's 73 years old.
I don't remember talking to her before.
I don't remember ever talking to her either. And she had to have her hymen cut and use graduated glass rods. I'm guessing that got bigger in circumference. And, this is good. Okay. If I was married to her, she'd really have to use the first one and then throw it out, throw out the rest of the set. Okay. We'll come back. We'll talk to Eva.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Bobcat Goldthwait, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Can I go now?
Yes. All right, we're going to take a little 10-second top of the hour break, and we'll be back with more Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio station.
Illegal Broadcasters. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
Can I go now?
It is Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Now, when we left off, we were speaking to Eva. Eva's 73 years old.
Eva's a diamond in the rough. I've been having such a tough day. Been sick, TV all day. Horrible caller.
She's in a horrible mood, yeah.
And yet, Eva, here's this wonderful caller.
She's 73, listens to the show every night?
Yeah. We got to meet Eva.
Yeah, here I am.
Is it Eva or Ava?
Because I guess it doesn't happen too often, but it's quite a thick, fleshy part over the opening of the vagina.
Some women, it has to be surgically removed. That's true. But
we're talking about the hymen.
If you remember the caller we had earlier tonight, that guy was having sex with her successfully.
No,
and then all of a sudden, no.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's something totally different. But if there must be some girls left who are virgins.
Not our callers.
Not up to 17.
No.
17. Well, but I mean, there must be some that have the same, thing.
It's so pathetic now when a girl says, "I'm 19, I'm a virgin," we start questioning them for what's unusual about them.
Right. But I'm not so much thinking about the girl as the guy who keeps saying, "I can't get in, I can't get in." And then the poor girl, she probably says, "Ouch, ouch," I mean, I did it for...
I may say ouch 3 times.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Ava, let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
You said you had a 6-week honeymoon?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, we were gone, on a honeymoon for 6 weeks and trying. I was a virgin.
Yeah, how do you get 6 weeks to go on a honeymoon?
Well, because my husband is a pharmacological scientist, and we just, took off.
He makes some money, huh?
Yeah, he was the.
What year was that in? What did he invent? Penicillin?
49.
49. I'm working on something called aspirin, honey.
Yeah, he was the head of biochemistry at Tufts and a professor at Yale.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yeah, so he probably didn't get a lot of poon either.
No, he didn't, and he
No,
wasn't
he
very
didn't.
interested in it.
I know he wasn't.
Now, Ava says she's a...
No, but we had a wonderful sex life.
Well, yeah, you're from Sweden. You have to.
No, Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Well, it's
Either one.
It's a different thing.
That's Scandinavian
But
somewhere,
your
isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Sweden? Okay, I'm in Switzerland
I
now.
always say Sweden.
Yeah.
But your show is really terrific. I can't sleep at night, and I'm really addicted to it. I look forward to it because I laugh so hard I fall out of bed.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions. So you went out on this 6-week
Yes.
honeymoon.
And we tried, and what happened, because he couldn't get in, we had to invent, other methods. And so we got off to a wonderful start.
Yeah, you got him used to oral sex. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't go in the back door, did you, Ava?
Oh, God, no.
Okay, good.
Although, now everybody does that. Now
Sure.
it's so different. It's incredible.
Back then, it was...
But it was, at that time, it was a totally ecstatic experience.
Okay, so now you say you had the hymen and
Yes.
6 weeks, no luck, so you had to go to the doctor.
Yes.
He had to surgically remove the hymen.
They just put
Well, it was a
cut in
sheet,
it.
and
Put a
he
cut in
cut into it without any anesthesia or anything.
Oh,
It
baby.
was no fun. And then she gave me these rods, the little one, little bigger, little...
Now they would be acrylic. Then they were glass.
Well, no, at that time it was still...
Yeah, glass.
There were glass
They were
rods
beautiful glass, like Lalique glass.
to kind of stretch yourself out?
Yes, exactly. And at first it was a little hard, and
Oh.
then you stretched a little
I see the
longer.
poor kids. Hey, Mom, this is one hell of a swizzle stick, honey. There's a story behind that.
Yes.
You know what they use those for now?
Well, now,
No,
do they use them now?
They use them now
There you go.
when they're converting a man into a woman.
Oh, the glass rods?
Yeah, they would walk around with them and sit on for long periods of time and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sit on them?
Yes, oh yes.
What? Now that's news to me. But I mean, they do use them on people, like me, normal people.
Wow. All right. So the idea was he put a slit in the hymen.
That's a woman into a man into a woman. Like a man and a woman, they have to create a vagina by pushing those things in there.
Oh, then he had to open the arch.
And then they have to stretch you out.
The opening, the arch.
Yeah. And then everything was all right.
Then everything was all right.
I'm curious about Ava's perspective on all the stuff we hear from young people about on this show. I mean, you've been in this country a long time.
I can't hear you.
What your perspective is on the material we get into in this show and how it sort of reflects on where we are in the history of this country.
I really, what I most really am so horrified or sad about, it's quite, I was a bilingual school teacher in Santa Ana, which is the inner city, so I'm hip to everything. I mean, I know everything. I deal with junior high school students. The sad thing is that those young people, or old people for that matter nowadays, they never know what real ecstasy is, because it has nothing to do with orgasms and sex and this position and that, and I can't get it. It's a feeling. It's a totally spiritual
connection.
Feeling, and we had it every day. We didn't think about positions or this or that. It was a coming together in a sort of a emotional union.
Is your husband still alive?
My husband died.
How long ago?
My first husband died 3 years ago, and I've been married 4 times.
4 times?
Yes.
Well, talk about the union and the ecstasy.
Well,
4 different guys.
It was always there. It really, I don't think too many people even know about it anymore.
Yeah. All right.
Now it's just, you have a ham sandwich, then you have a cheese sandwich, It's just, and those poor girls, they couldn't possibly really, yes, so you get an orgasm. Well, you can do that yourself, Adam.
Yeah, you should have seen me about 3.5 hours ago after the TV show, yeah.
But that's not what it is. Anybody can do that.
Well, all right, but I can do it faster
Yeah,
because I
you
know
can
where the
have better and
VCR
more,
is.
yes.
Yeah.
But I hope that you will have the other kind of experience because it's something entirely different.
Thanks, Ava. Are you still married? Do you have a husband who's alive?
No, now I'm not married, and I'm not about to get married.
Really? How about a little loving? You still think about men?
Well, only young men because the old men really turn me off.
Oh, they do?
Yes, after 45, that's it.
Really? Yeah, I'm
So
34.
With a gardener or something.
How about Mike?
How about Engineer Mike?
Well, how old is he?
He's 33,
That's about the right age.
31. Yeah, he's 31.
Even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes a seasoned woman. You could probably teach him a thing or two.
I could. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I didn't really want to talk on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Did you call once before?
Pardon?
Did you call
I've
one?
called before to tell, and, well, when you're funny, when you're so funny, I want to just call in and say, this is so incredibly witty. I want to compliment you right then and there.
Thanks, Ava.
So that's what it is.
We need
Thank
an
you.
Ava hotline.
There's someone who's been around, heard a lot of other radio shows in her day, and this is her favorite. Maybe I'm going out on a limb. Engineer Mike, you into the 73-year-old? Mike, you could probably be like her. She could be like your sugar mama. Probably got herself a nice place, second car you could drive, get you a job doing do some odd jobs around the house or something like that. Earn your keep. A little 10 minutes of oral
Oddly
sex
enough,
each
she
month.
has more energy than I do.
Wouldn't you rather be involved with Ava than that Sandra we started with?
Yeah.
Like orders of magnitude?
Oh, it's amazing. Listen, I know you women spend the better part of your lives complaining, but look at this. 4 husbands all on the ground. And Ava's sitting up late and spending their money calling sex shows. You know what I mean? You women can enjoy it. You may think you got it tough, but I swear to God, my grandmother's still around, and my grandmother has 30 friends that are all still around, all female. And all the guys, long gone. That's the curse. Karen,
Yes.
you're 39.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Well, last week my husband told me that he's a cross-dresser. And so I've been doing some research and reading information from the Internet, and it's just really hard to figure this one out,
How long have you been married to him?
About 6-7 years.
And did you say just found out?
Yeah, before I married him, I had heard from his ex that there was this situation, but I just kind of assumed it was, because he was having a bad marriage and.
That's not a hobby.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to. Well, I didn't know much about it, and I still don't. I've learned a lot in the past week, but it's still not making a lot of sense.
All right, what's the question?
I just wanted to hear what your viewpoint was on it, Dr. Drew, and because I was thinking that this must be psychological, it must be something from his dysfunctional family, and
Is he from a dysfunctional family?
yeah, and maybe an issue with his.
How much into this is he?
Well, I'm usually around all the time, so I was really shocked to even know that he could practice it.
How did you find out about it?
Well, over the past few months, I've kind of been noticing things that he does, and I'll tell him to quit doing it, like curling his eyelashes. When he comes home from work, I see that, and I think, well, don't do that.
Let me recommend a book to you. It's pretty, these sorts of issues are pretty complicated. There's a lot of controversy about what causes them. And suffice it to say, it's basically the coupling of a sort of a vulnerable organism at a specific time with a certain stimulus that results in this stuff.
He being the vulnerable organism?
Yeah, at a certain age. There's sort of a window where the right stimulus happens, these kinds of things occur. And there's a book called Female Perversions by a woman named Louise Kaplan, a very highly trained psychoanalyst.
Yeah.
All right.
If you head into the bookstore and you can't find it, you look under the angry lesbian section.
No, she's not with Angry Lesbian.
Oh, she isn't?
No. That's Camille Paglia.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You can find her work there.
Yeah.
AL.
I did go to the bookstore and got your book last week when I found this out because I was hoping that
I don't think we really got into that.
would be in there, and it wasn't. But what I did.
Well, don't take it back.
Well, what I did get out of your book was on the back where you have the phone numbers, and I called the hotline, and he was able to, give me a couple of phone numbers of people who,
Speaking of hotline, I was wondering, I was realizing that I've got...
Thanks for bringing up our book, by the way.
Yeah,
Jackass Drew over here is plugging other people's books.
Well, and it was a lifesaver, right then at that time for me, because who do you talk to?
Yeah. Well, the thing about reading a book, I imagine, I've never read one. It's sort of like talking to the person, or at least hearing them talk, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where ours is
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
especially you guys. I could hear your voices as I was reading the book.
Oh, that must have been nauseating.
No, and I've been listening.
The change was the operative sound there, Mike, by the way. Not the cha-ching part of the register, but the change rattling. Nickels and pennies.
But basically, this sort of stuff is thought to be issues, overwhelming feelings, conflicted feelings about mom.
Is that really?
Yeah, about mom sort of consuming a kid or taking away their genitalia and all these fantasies that very young children have. And this becomes a way of managing those feelings.
Do you have
They
kids,
get
Karen?
Stuck in that stage of development.
Yeah, I do, and my little boy is the oldest, and then I've got a little girl.
How old is the little boy?
He's 4.
All right, I think you need to talk to your husband, and you need to explain to him that, you're not going to leave him, and it doesn't make him evil, but you're going to have to sort of come out with this, and you're going to have to talk about it, and you're going to have to contain it to some degree, because you got kids, and they don't want to see Daddy wearing...
That it doesn't mean he has a sexual identity
flirty
issue.
handful of chiffon.
Doesn't mean he's not heterosexual. Doesn't mean he's not going to be committed
It
to a
helps,
relationship.
though. Oh, no.
It doesn't mean any of those things. And it doesn't mean it's even a true fetish because they've been able to have physical relationships without this thing being involved.
It doesn't make you just a little bit gayer to curl your eyelashes and push your cuticles back?
No.
A little bit?
No.
I'd say a little bit. I think I could substantiate that. I really do.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew. I mean, what percentage of the population is gay? I know if you talk to my sister, because she worked at a hair salon in Silver Lake, she'd tell you about 85%. Jesus Christ. But what percentage of the population is gay?
Somewhere between 2 and 10%.
Somewhere between 2 and 10%?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what percentage of the cross-dressers do you think like to give a little reach around once in a while? Higher than 2 or 10%?
I don't think so.
Most
most of them need it as a fetish to have heterosexual relations.
All right, but then if you're in a dress and you're humping your wife, isn't that a gay relationship? It's not a lesbian relationship? Certainly if the neighbors think it is. That's for damn sure. Rose.
What?
What's going on?
Nothing.
You're laughing. Very rare on this show.
Dress and sex with your wife becomes...
Well, I said you do the math.
Yeah, okay. I guess, you could possibly be right.
I really got to write down my analogy about doing comedy for Drew is like doing comedy for a raccoon who's cleaning himself. When they get on their hind legs and wipe their face and lick their hand, it's really analogous. I really, that's a keeper, Drew.
Yeah,
that is right
have
on.
to be kind of awake and bright when they do that.
Please. All right, Rose, what's up with you?
Well, no, you started the program with this bleaching thing on your teeth.
Right, yeah. What do you know about that?
Well, I've had it done. Well, I have it done, and I still have the stuff.
Rose sounds like a scratched record.
Huh?
We got a bad line with Rose. Tell me about that process.
What it is they do a form of your teeth, and the process I have done is you only do it like 20 minutes a day for the beginning, like for a week or 7 days, 10 days, something like that, and then you can just do it once a week or once a month, depending on whether you're a smoker or not, how well you keep your teeth.
Yeah.
Or you just do it whenever you start seeing it kind of starting to yellow. You just kind of do a bleaching session.
What do you do? Is it you put a goo into the impression and
what it is okay. The when you play football, the
mouthpiece.
guards?
You're right.
Okay, they give you the stuff to put in it, and you only put it on the teeth that need to be whitened.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put that in, and what I do is I put it in on my front teeth
Mm-hmm.
and put it in for like 20 minutes in the evening right before I go to bed, and that's it. And take it out, rinse my mouth, and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to sleep.
Can I eat and smoke while it's in me?
No, you can't eat and smoke while it's
20 minutes. I gotta eat.
Well,
You could masturbate with it anyhow.
hey,
Think
can
I
you
could?
stop
Yeah.
eating for 20 minutes?
I know. As I work the remote with my teeth, Drew.
When you masturbate?
Yeah.
You can start using your nose.
Talented.
Or maybe this thing has something that sticks out of it.
I got one hand, thanks, Rose. One hand I used to work the VCR remote. The other hand, I used to hold up one of those big foam "You're Number One" hands that you see the guys at the collegiate football games with. It had a sort of a festive atmosphere to the room. I'll often have a record of a pep band playing bump, 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 ba-da, bump, bump, and I try to time it, bump, 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 ba-da, bump, 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 and that's when I... That's right, Mike. So,
God.
So I got to work it with my teeth. Oh, wait, did I say the remote with my teeth?
Oh, forget it.
No, for Christ's sake. I don't even know where my hands are. All right. Well, that is the bleaching process. Just 20 minutes, so you don't have to sleep with it in. You know, when I was a kid, every third kid had braces. I don't know if this is going on today. This braces, it's a form of... It's extortion. It's sort of, it's like if the mafia ran a dental office. It really is, because you bring any 9-year-old into the orthodontist and say to the guy, let me pull my checkbook out. Do you think my kid could benefit in any way, shape, or form from braces being put on either his upper or lower teeth? The answer is yes. It's really the same scam they run when you bring your car in for free brake inspection, which is, you could drive a car from the dealership across the street and put it up on the rack, and the guy would tell you, well, they're in decent shape, but you're going to need something sooner, and you might as well. And it's just, forget about a car that's been on the road for 50,000 miles. I mean, once it's on the rack, you're getting some brake work done, right? Once you're into the dentist with your 10-year-old, you're getting something put on their teeth, because there's just not a set of teeth that couldn't be straightened just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So every kid I knew that had money had braces. So it's a weird thing. And they all had retainers, and they all... now, once in a while, some poor bastard would get the headset. Remember the headset, Drew? I don't see kids with those anymore, but it was this popular thing. It sort of looked like it kind of clamped onto your front two teeth, and then a metal bar extended out forward, about half an inch, just to make it past your lip, and then a hoop went around to about where your ear was, and then it's strapped into like a harness. It really looked like an apparatus an old cosmonaut would wear. Like, show those guys Yuri whoever from the early program, Russian space program. That's really what these guys look like.
Oh, Adam, can you not sneeze? Oh, for crying out loud.
Now, once in a while, some idiot would wear it to school, and that was the mark of the geek, because you could wear it at night, or you could wear it during the day at school. And one out of every 10 who got it decided he was stupid enough and geeky enough to wear, and it didn't seem to clash with his windbreakers. He was going to wear it to school. Oh, that is bad parenting. There's no way I'm letting my kid go to school with a headset on. My whole thing is listen, if you got to have this thing on 12 hours out of the day, it will be when you're not at school, because you will take a beating. Please. I don't care if when you're out of class, you're in karate class, you're going to be wearing this goddamn brace. Anything but wear it in school. As a matter of fact, I'm going to know all those things that parents don't know about what gets your kid picked on, and I'm not going to let them do that. Bad perms, headsets. I got to make a list. I'm going to make a list during the commercial. I'm going to come back. I'm going to give it out after this.
Hi, folks. This is Steve. This is Tyler.
My name's Ed.
This is Jim. And we are from the Bare Naked Ladies. And you are listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. It rocks.
I like them Bare Naked Ladies. You know, it was funny when the Bare Naked Ladies were in here a few months ago, and they gave me their best of CD. It always pisses me off when I get someone's best of CD, And there was a live best of type CD. And it doesn't have your favorite song on it. And you think to yourself, I don't know that many Bare Naked Lady songs, and this wasn't on the CD. It's a song they have called Alternative Girlfriend that I liked. Anyway, I saw them play their set at the K-Rock 9th Annual Almost Acoustic Christmas, and I made sure to catch the Bare Naked Ladies, who I really enjoy. And they didn't play Alternative Girlfriend. And then I was standing by the door, and when they walked off stage, they all walked up to me and went, I know, we didn't play Alternative Girlfriend.
Oh, how funny.
Isn't that weird? I know, it's a good 6 months ago, wasn't it, that we had them on? Seem to remember it. Anyway, where are we?
Braces.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Drew just told me during the break he had a headset, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved it and seen that. I just waxed on about the headsets for 20 minutes. Drew doesn't pipe up. And the commercial comes up, and he tells me he's got a headset. You had a headset. We're talking about braces. Do the kids still wear headsets?
I guess they have something. Some of them. Something not like they used to.
Big metal hoop you wear in front of your face. Like that guy, what's his name? LeVar Burton in Star Trek. It's like if you rip that thing off his eyes and put it across your face. And then put some sort of, really the back of it just looked like some sort of apparatus, like if you were in traction or something.
I had one that came just run across your neck, a pad. and then it was attached by big rubber bands.
Rubber bands. No. And what was it doing for you? What was
I don't know.
You didn't ask what it was pulling?
Oh, 9 years old.
And you had to wear it in your sleep?
Yeah. And it would always slip out of the little sockets it was in and just go right through your cheek.
Oh, you poor bastard. No wonder you're so angry. You didn't learn to sleep on your back?
Oh, you basically roll over and the thing would just snap out. Wham.
Wow. And you had to wear it to school.
I vaguely remember that for a while.
People made fun of you. But you went to that school with the hemophiliacs and everything, right? I mean, you went to that upper crust school.
Yeah.
They didn't make fun of anybody. I mean, they could, but they tossed them out of school. And plus, half those rich idiots probably had the headsets going, too, right?
Yeah.
You probably had guys with, like, oxygen tents and stuff, right? Like Michael Jackson types.
I can't remember.
Yeah. See, if you'd went to a regular public school, you would have got your ass kicked with with that headset on.
Yeah.
Some guy would have put a fist dent in it later on that day. Oh, I could remember once in a while some poor bastard with the braces would yawn and a rubber band would shoot out of his mouth about 400 miles an hour. Remember those guys?
Mm-hmm.
My friend Chris Harden, by the way, guess what we modified his last name to be? Hard On. He had braces on for as long as I knew him. He had braces on for like 7 years, this guy, okay? He got his braces off after having them on from maybe the 4th grade to like 11th grade. Got his braces off in 11th grade.
Got a fight.
No, within 2 weeks of having the braces off, we're playing baseball.
Oh.
The guy who was at bat swung the bat broke, and the business end of the bat went flying, hit him square in the mouth. Knocked his teeth out. He was right back in braces for another 3 years after that.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that?
Horrible.
That's like, hey, it just wasn't meant to be. Buddy, you weren't meant to eat.
I thought Chris had all the luck.
That's Chris Hard On. They're talking about another Chris. Now this guy's put on about 100 pounds, so maybe he didn't need the braces. All right, where the hell were we? Stacy.
Hello.
You're 17.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Well, I've been with this guy for like 6 months, and he's 25, and I'm pregnant with this kid, almost 4 months, and I don't know, sometimes I think that he's just with me because I'm pregnant, or because he's afraid that I might go to the cops or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's confusing. Sometimes he doesn't treat me right. He doesn't treat me like he cares about me. Like the other night, I was at his house and I had nowhere to go, and his friend came over and took me out of his house and fucking...
Stacy.
Let's put her on hold. What is it us tonight?
I think it may be you. Yeah.
Yeah, I blame myself.
Yeah. That's good, because I blame you, too. The callers tonight using the F word quite liberally. They really are. Now, let me just talk to Stacey for a second. I may have to take her off the air because of the F word. But let me warn you, once I get you off the air, I start using the F word a lot, too.
I'm sorry.
All right, Stacey, please do not use the F word on the air.
I will not.
Poor engineer Mike over there is having to actually lift his hands. We got to turn snacking into a F and all right, one time in 3 years I used the F word on the air. Stacey?
Yes.
This guy's 25.
Yes.
How old were you when you met him?
Like 15.
Mm-hmm. 15?
Yeah.
Maybe 14 or 15?
I was about 15.
About 15.
She's been with you a couple of years.
No, we've only been together for 6 months.
Oh, okay. But you've known him?
Yes.
How come you've known him?
From friends and stuff.
He hangs out with other 15-year-olds?
No, I have older friends. I hang out with people that are older than me.
Mm-hmm. All right, what are you going to do with your child?
I don't know. We're still together. And
Yeah. What?
I'm living at home, but...
You're living at home now?
Yes.
You know, is there a lot of chaos in your home?
Not really.
Really?
Not at this stage, huh?
Why you...
My dad don't talk very much.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, that's my...
But why are you hanging around with, at 15 or back when you were 15, you hang around with guys that are 24, 25 years old?
I don't know. Because I don't know, people my age don't...
You're not pregnant?
No.
You get nothing to talk about. No prenatal care.
And by the way,
obstetrician.
I'm going to the doctors, and I do take prenatal pills.
Okay. The thing that strikes me about Stacey, her situation is nutty. I mean, being pregnant and having the 26-year-old, 25-year-old boyfriend, all that kind of stuff. But there's a rays of sanity with her. Right? She sounds sounds all right.
One of the things is the guy is hanging around because she's pregnant. And she thinks that as a negative, and by our caller standard, that's a rare positive.
Right.
And that is going to see through his responsibility. Now, although he might not be a great boyfriend or a great partner, at least he has some sense of propriety.
Is he looking forward to having a child?
I'm not sure. At first he wasn't very happy.
What's he do for a living? That's going to be good.
He works at McDonald's.
Really? I thought McDonald's was like Menudo, that they just tossed you out after your 18th birthday. Do they have people over 23 that work there?
Yep.
Yeah, he must own the place.
No.
No. He's
manager?
No.
Assistant manager?
Nope. He works the burgers.
He works the burgers, but is that a new job for him?
No. He's had it for like a year, I think.
How do you do that? I didn't know you could... I thought they either had to quit or they advanced you in the first week.
Nope.
I used to work at McDonald's, too. Oh, Christ, was I miserable over there. Ken. Oh, hold on. Let me just... By the way, Big Ken, who used to boss me around, kiss my white ass, you bastard. Kiss it. A big radio star now.
Kiss my ass.
Oh, kiss my ass, Ken. Son of a bitch.
What did he
Tell me how many burgers to hold in one hand. Kiss my ass. Sweeping a mop. You sweep and mop the dining area, you bastard. Jackass.
Was he obnoxious or just...
Yeah, he was just a big a-hole, big domineering guy. Tell me how to mop, put me behind the grill. Ken had hands like a orangutan, and he picked up like 13 patties in each one and told me I should be able to hold 13 frozen patties in each hand and throw them down. It's like, hey, Ken, for $2.65 an hour, making 100 burgers in 10 minutes is enough. I don't need to make 250. Kiss my ass. I hope you're rotting somewhere.
Kiss my ass.
All right. So, Stacey.
Yes.
Working at McDonald's and 25 means you probably got sidetracked somewhere. You sound all right. I worry about this guy because he's 25 and he's with a 17-year-old and he's working at McDonald's and he's hanging out with his buddies, and it almost sounds like he's in a sort of arrested state of development.
You're not still smoking pot during your pregnancy here, are you?
I do.
Stacey. Right? You understand how harmful that can be to the child?
Not really.
How do you know she's smoking pot?
The laugh.
Oh.
I can just hear it. She's a daily pot smoker.
Wow.
That's part of her boyfriend's thing too. That'll keep him in the burger line for a while.
Yeah, you get in the burger wars when you smoke a lot of weed. Stacy, you smoke pot daily, right?
Not daily. Not daily.
4 times, 5 times a week?
Maybe. Yeah, probably about that.
All right, you can even caffeine can disturb your child. Do you understand that?
Yes, I knew that.
I mean, marijuana is vastly more powerful than caffeine.
4 months pregnant.
Yes.
Can she have an abortion? It's too late.
I don't think it'd be too late, but it hurt a whole lot. But it hurts anyway. But I don't know.
You may have damaged this child by doing drugs. I mean, that is a form of child abuse. This is very serious stuff, Stacy.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and I know you don't think. I know when you're 17, it's hard to think past the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And God knows I spent my entire life thinking that way. Now I just can't remember the last 2 weeks. That's how I've changed. But you got to figure if you're pregnant, you are going to have a kid. And whatever it is you do now is going to affect that kid. And it's not going to go away. And decisions like abortion and adoption and marriage and promotions over McDonald's and stuff, they're all things that need to be considered now. Not just sort of put off and let's smoke some weed and we'll deal with it when we deal with it.
Yeah.
Come on, Stacy, please. You're being criminal now. This guy's an idiot. He smokes a bunch of weed. He works at McDonald's, and he's into a 17-year-old at 25. He's pathetic. You have your share of problems. I have an abortion and dump this guy.
Or think about adoption. But, I mean, this may be a damaged child potential. I mean, they've shown clearly that marijuana will damage the developing brain in young adults and adolescents. So, God knows. I mean, I hope the child's okay.
And believe me, she's admitting to smoking pot 4 or 5 times. It's daily.
And what else is she doing? Alcohol, whatever. I mean, there's other stuff going on here. Although that age group certainly they have magical thinking about pot. It's a good or it's good for you. It's magical.
Oh please! I swear to God, Ryan.
Yeah.
You're 18. What's going on?
Yeah. Like over the past 6 months or so, I have been having like these really freaky dreams involving myself raping girls I know. But the thing is, these girls are anywhere. They're usually this girl I know who's 12, who's a family friend. But they've been another girl that I used to babysit who's been 8. And it's, like, really freaking me out. I'm wondering if this is, like, a preview for, like, pedophilia or something like that.
All right. Well, hold on a second there, Ryan. We're going to take ourselves a break. I'm going to spoon more venom toward Drew, and then we'll come back and tell you whether this is a preview for pedophilia or not.
Thanks.
Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. We'll be right back. On 1 KFMA.
Hey. This is Fatboy Slim. You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, it is. I was going to give the phone number out. I'm done. Ryan.
Yeah.
You're 18, and you're having these dreams of raping young women.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly healthy, according to Drew, unless you told me during the break.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't? What are we talking about?
Have you ever been, did anybody come after you when you were younger?
Not sexually. My dad used to smack me around a little bit, but it wasn't, it's kind of like, you know, the barrier between, like, punishment and then just full-out abuse. It was, like, right down that thin line. Sometimes you'd go overboard.
Like, what would he do?
Well, I was slammed up against a wall when I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my jaw bruised about twice.
When he punched you?
Yeah.
Your dad was a pretty violent guy then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to make light of the whole thing, but he did really care for my brother and I. I don't want to make light of it. I hate physical violence of all kinds. But he did provide well for us, so he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, sometimes guys are just bad in some departments, but that's enough to screw up all the good work that was done, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when some serial killer, they interview the neighbors to talk about what a decent guy was. It was John Wayne Gacy, worked with kids. He loved kids. He loved to entertain at a party. Problem is, he killed 50 of them. But the 50 he didn't kill, he treated right. Probably better than I would. You know what I mean?
No doubt about that.
Okay, Drew. Please.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, you have no intention to do anything like this, do you?
Oh, no, I am so against it.
Yeah, I mean...
You may just be sort of...
reaching back into that abusive past and trying to solve some of those problems of having been physically abused makes you kind of want to connect with other people at that age at which you might have been abused at.
Well, and I mean, you dreamt of raping a 12-year-old, and coincidentally, you were 12 when your dad slammed you against the wall.
That's right.
And bruised your jaw.
You got to get back in there and make some sort of, I think that's why those fantasies about, science fiction things where people suck the life out of their people, and maybe there's some sort of primitive urge in that.
You mean where your body's inhabited?
Yeah, or where the people get younger by sucking the youth out of people or something. You know what I'm saying?
I wish someone tried to suck something out of me.
It's a real common sort of theme in science fiction movies. And
well, what I was thinking about with Ryan is it's this sort of age-old argument, which is people say, okay, football, hockey, these video games, boys playing Cowboys and Indians and all this kind of stuff, it promotes violence. But then someone else says, or pornography, it promotes attacks on women and all this objectification of women and all that. And then others say, well, it's a release. If not for the guy playing football after school, he'd be out kicking some ass.
Right.
He'd be beating up some old store owner. Mm-hmm. He gets all his energy and aggression out. If not for the guy sitting around whacking off to the bondage videos all night, he'd be out in the park trying to get something for real. And there's two schools of thought there. So maybe it's good that Ryan is having these dreams. I mean, it's not great, but maybe he's getting that...
rehearsing, yeah.
He's relieving that tension without actually living it. And the only thing that's suffering is his comforter.
Maybe.
God knows mine takes a beating. Brett.
Yes.
You're 23.
Okay.
What's going on?
Well, I just got back from my dad's house. I was over there looking on the internet for airline tickets, and when I got off, I went to get on the check a game that my dad had gotten, and I found all these documents that had some pretty crazy names, and I pulled one up, and it was this guy naked.
Ass lovers and stuff like that.
What's that?
Like what? What kind of names?
Well, one said like Jose, one had a couple numbers, the other one had I don't want to say on the phone.
Okay, so you pulled this thing up and you found gay erotica?
Yeah, it's a bunch of gay guys, naked men, fully erect, and kind of thought, well, maybe because my sister lives with my parents, and I thought, well, maybe it was my sister, so I kind of showed my mom, and we were laughing about it. And
what?
My dad woke up from a nap, and he came in, and I was showing him, and he says, well, I sometimes play around on this, and he just left it at that.
Yeah.
And my mom and my mom and I looked at each other, and we were just kind of like, what's going on here? And it just kind of left it at that, and I went home.
Yeah.
He admitted to it, but
well,
really didn't want to talk about it.
Well, listen, it's not admitting to it when you're just standing there holding a pile of evidence. You know what I mean? On his computer.
Yeah.
That's not admitting to it.
Well,
I don't mean to bust your balls, but what I mean is he didn't feel like sharing this with anybody. It's just you kind of busted him, and so he admitted it in the sense that there wasn't much avoiding of it that he could do, and so he just wanted to move it along.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this, because here my dad's, married. I got, total heterosexual situation, and there's a bunch of gay guys all over his computer.
Well, does the marriage seem all right?
Yeah. I mean, everything seems fine.
How did your mom react to all this?
My mom, she kind of just, they kind of got the feeling that I needed to leave because they wanted to talk.
Oh, boy.
He's going to get a drifter to kill you.
I pretty much opened up a big can of worms.
Oh, no kidding.
So, I mean, I'm
worms, yeah.
Thinking, what's wrong with my dad? Or
all right, well, here's the deal, Brett. Thank God my dad couldn't even. My dad can't turn on his car stereo. He doesn't even know what a computer is. He sits there and reads a book in a pair of sweatpants all day and walks. He has no energy at all. God bless him for not knowing a goddamn thing about anything. But we get this call a lot. And first off, let me just speak to everyone and tell you, don't monkey around with your parents or your in-laws or your brother or sister's computer stuff, because you're going to find stuff on there. Now, I don't necessarily think this makes him gay by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not necessarily. Mm-mm.
And people mess around on the computer, and there's a lot of what you call, I call this like almost a morbid curiosity, which is when it's out there, you look and you hunt around. Now, the fact that he's collecting this stuff, it's not the world's greatest sign, but it really doesn't mean that much definitively. It means there's a side of Dad's sexuality that you're not comfortable with, that you maybe weren't aware of, and that you probably wish you didn't know about, but it doesn't really make him any different. And it's kind of between him and Mom.
Not kind of, it's completely.
Well,
it has nothing to do with Brad.
Yeah, but your son... yes, but your son is affected to some degree by his father's sexuality or sexual proclivity.
I'm sure he didn't, though, anticipate his son digging this stuff out.
Right. All right. That's why I would always just keep all my gay porn, you know what I keep it under? Cranberry recipes. Man, people don't monkey. You know what I mean? Nothing in it for them.
Cranberry sauce.
I'm going to give a pie recipe out on Thursday.
No.
Yes.
For what?
I want people making pie. You know, I want cake.
Pumpkin pie.
I want cake done away with. And believe me, I was at a birthday party Saturday night. There it was. Eat the cake. No thanks. Come on, have one. I don't want one. Gene'd get upset if you didn't eat the cake. All right, well, put the cake down. I'll pick at it. Oh, no. My birthday, put 3 pies on. Had to hire a guy to stand by them because people were getting into them early. Hey. Haven't opened that yet. Hold off. Adam's not arrived. Stay away from the pie. I'm telling you, pie, everybody. Pie at parties. Pie at funerals. Pie at weddings. Pie at bar mitzvahs. The pie goes. Not that white, frothy, crappy, lardy, white trash crap that you guys pass off as dessert. It's pathetic. You got to beg people to eat it. Eat it. Eat it. No. Eat it. I'm on a diet. Eat it. Here's how bad cake is. Let me just say this for 1 second, and then I'll get to Brett. Hang on there, Brett. After the K-Rock Acoustic Christmas show, we all ended up at my friend's house. There were like 10 of us, okay? The cake was still there from the birthday celebration that took place earlier that day, and it was covered up and everything, had a piece or two taken out of it, and it was still sitting there. It was sitting right on the counter out in front of everybody on the island. We all sat in the kitchen around the table. And everyone was hungry. So she got some Pringles out, and we were munching on Pringles. And then after we exhausted the Pringles, they went out and got some cheese puffs, and we were eating cheese puffs, all sitting around playing cards for 2 hours, drinking beer. Nobody touched that cake because it was that white, crappy frosting. Just sitting there like an idiot. Listen, just because you can write on it, don't make it good to eat. I can write on a chalkboard, you idiots. That's what they ought to do. Bring the pie out, write happy birthday on the chalkboard. Oh, my God, if I got to go to another party and eat that crappy white cake because you guys didn't finish junior high, I'm going to kill myself. To the point where I got to bring my own pie to parties. All right, that's enough. That's enough out of you.
We're going to break.
Brett, your dad's fine. It's between your mom and your dad. I know it's a little weird.
Let's stay out of it.
It's all right. Stay out of it. You're okay.
Operators are standing by. Loveline will be back in a minute. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
All right. Well, that's it. Show's over. Sorry for Drew's attitude tonight, everybody. I want to apologize for that. I want to thank the beautiful Sherry, who does a wonderful job in her homemade dresses here every night. It was way too smart for this gig, by the way. Smarter than everybody put together here. Waste her time banging around on that computer keyboard making her own dresses. But I'll tell you, they are good looking. I'd like her to upholster like my car.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank producer Ann, who does a wonderful job wearing her hair up in a bun tonight, looking smart. And, of course, engineer Mike, who missed an F word or two, but it wasn't his fault. He couldn't help it. There was porn on the computer to be seen. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.